August typically produces quite a variety of weather. It's well known as the month when hurricane season kicks into high gear. Well, the season starts June 1st. Things don't usually ramp up until mid-August. On average, the 8th month of the year sees more than 3 times more named storms than July, and almost double that of June and July storms combined. While we know many hurricanes spawn tornadoes, in August, the greatest risk of tornadoes in the U.S. is in the north. The high-risk area goes from the northern plains to the Midwest, also parts of the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic. August is a soaker for many areas. It's the wettest month on average for the Southwest because of the monsoonal moisture. For parts of the Southeast, it's the afternoon and evening thunderstorms that keep everyone on alert. And there are roughly 6 million lightning strikes across the country. And here's something you might not know. August is the wettest month for much of Alaska. Snow in August. Yep, it happens. Late August is when it becomes a fairly typical occurrence at high elevations in the Rockies. And Alaska's northernmost town, on average, sees its first measurable snow on August 23rd. So on the surface, August may seem like a slow month, but in reality, there is a lot of weather.
All right, so August obviously can be a month that can get really, really intense when it comes to hurricanes. You know, last year was a record-setting year, right? Well, let's compare it to what we've seen so far in 2021, which started out at a breakneck pace, right? So, named storms in 2029. This year so far, we've had 5. 2 hurricanes last year to this point, 1 hurricane so far this year, 4 landfalls last year to this point, 3 this year. Now, is it an apples to apples? I'm not sure. Last year, again, was a record-setting year, so the numbers are going to be really high. But the thing is, we kind of stopped. As soon as we had Elsa, everything just stopped cold. Whereas in 2020, everything then started to accelerate after that. But you see the storms that we've had so far this year. We started with Anna, and so far we've gotten through Elsa, and then you know, there'll be plenty more from here going forward. But if you look at these numbers, these are interesting dates in particular. So our first storm last year was May 16th. So we started out real early last year. We started out May 22nd with our first storm this year. Now the E storm, we got to faster this year than we did last year, thinking, oh gosh, no. I mean, like 2021 could not surpass 2020. We've put the brakes on since. And you take a look at our first hurricane. We had a very early one this year, the second last year, July 25th. But now, Dr. Navas, we saw in that piece there from Jackie, here comes August, and August can be a trouble month.
It absolutely can, and remember that in 2020, I know a lot of talk about the 30 named storms, but I'm more, impressed, blown away by how many hurricanes and major hurricanes there were last year. And remember, we didn't get our first major hurricane last year until August 26th. So unfortunately, there's still plenty of time this year to catch up to the numbers of hurricanes and major hurricanes that we had last year. Because August is usually that month where we get the first major hurricane of the year, because it's the ramp-up month, right? There's a big difference between the overall historical activity at the beginning of August as compared to the end of August. Now, June and July, generally, historically, are a very, very slow ramp-up, but when you look at the details, and I've always thought, late July is kind of one of those, intervening relative downturns, but I hadn't crunched the numbers recently to see if it's been holding true. Well, it has. If you look at every half of month over the last decade or so, and how many active tropical cyclones have there been? No. And, we've had a lot of that preseason stuff in May.